Good morning, my dear subscribers. You're welcome to Sunlight Grant channel, where we give you the latest of the UAAG disbursement funding. In case you're new on my channel, please don't forget to click on the notification bell and subscribe. In case we drop new videos, you'll be highly updated.
Channel where truth is filtered from noise, where clarity is stronger than confusion, and your hope aligns with reality. If you are new to our channel or haven't subscribed before, subscribe immediately and turn on all notifications, because you can't afford to be misled or miss out of disbursement. And to all those who are still in the grant community or believe on grant disbursement because of Omjulibia TV, keep your faith strong and alive, because in the shortest time possible, your wild expectation is becoming a reality. We are walking into the final phases of disbursement. Thank you for having me on Omjulibia TV today. Let's go straight to the first concern of this session today. 1. The government interference with disbursement or hijacking the process. But before we dive into this, let me quickly address one circulating criticism in the grant community, and this criticism is circulated by some certain kindergarten content creators, KCC. Kindergarten content creators, you hear me right? This set of critics are asking why this channel is connecting her subscribers to the WhatsApp groups to help themselves or to register and be guaranteed of disbursement. And my answer to them is simple. A wise man does not live his life to faith. And we will not allow our esteemed subscribers on this channel to live their life to faith during disbursement, because we are aware of the critical changes ongoing in the grant community right now. You will come into terms with this truth in the shortest time possible. Now let's dive into the first concern of this session: governments hijacking the disbursement process. That's incorrect. The government have not hijacked the disbursement project. The fact remains, this grant is structured in a way that no certain individuals or group can hijack. It's connected to the masses. It's a people-driven initiative, and the government can only play a regulatory, supervisory, not ownership role. Yes, it is true that the government are collecting 1,000 names per local government across the 774 local government area, and some of the grant subscribers or stakeholders are spreading the fears that this is connected to disbursement. It has no connection to the disbursement you are wildly anticipating. 1, because the data they are requesting for this process in the government wing is not resembling the data collected by grant handlers in the grant ecosystem. In the local government areas, they are requesting for the BVN, the NIN, the INEC unit code, the date of birth. The exercise currently conducted by the government across the 774 local government area is collecting data of the subscribers, including but not limited to the voters card number, the BVN, the NIN, the INEC unit code, and the date of birth. These are all information that is not required or submitted or requested by grant handlers in the grant ecosystem. So don't worry yourself in thinking that is the grant you were anticipating. It's far from that. The highest you can do is to approach your ward chairman if you are residing in your own local government area, mean the ward chairman of the current ruling party in Nigeria, and request to be profiled too. This is purely a political activity, not grant related. So let your fears be laid to rest. Let's dive into the second concern of this session: the stakeholders waiting for code to disburse. This is another huge lie circulating in the grant ecosystem. The stakeholders are not waiting for code to disburse. What type of code? Ask yourself. For God's sake, we have professors, accountants, and banking luminaries in this grant ecosystem. Any group of people circulating these cheap lies are merely disgracing themselves before those that are already well vested with the banking protocol in this country, including normal customers like you watching this video. You already know what code is about in banking parlance. For example, if you are maintaining a corporate or current account, then you are utilizing a banking app. then you either request for hardware or software token to be able to effect your banking transactions. And during those transaction sessions, you are bound to generate either your soft token or hardware token before you complete your banking transactions on the app. And the soft token generated on the soft token banking app in some banking institutions can only last for 59 seconds and it expires. So what sort of code are the grant stakeholders waiting for the past 5 days? These are the same people that circulated the lies of the IMF traveling to elsewhere in Africa to conduct disbursement before returning to Nigeria. These are the same people that circulated the lies of the IMF chairman returning to Nigeria. And I guess as they circulated, the IMF chairman returned over 2 weeks ago. Is he still resting in the hotel room for another 2 weeks before he will commence disbursement? How many weeks does the IMF chairman need to rest before commencing the disbursement he is here for? Next time, people should be aware of the foot soldiers of lies and deceit in the grant community and mind the next lies or discountenance the next lies they are going to circulate again. Now they are circulating code. No stakeholder is waiting for a code to complete disbursement. The assignment that the stakeholders are conducting at the moment is submission of verified or validated data and submission of this data within the specified window. There are certain basic requirements required to fulfill certain activities. Just like a student seeking admission in the university is required to submit the certificate of origin, the first school living certificate, the certificate of birth, the UAAG certificate, or every other O-level certificate, and other basic requirements before being admitted. So do these stakeholders being required to submit certain sensitive documents or data, which include one, most importantly, NGO data, the cooperative or NGO data. When I mean the NGO, humanitarian foundations data and data of the CEOs. Without this, disbursement cannot take place. And unfortunately, some of these stakeholders are attempting to manipulate the process to their own personal interest. And these are all part of the problem we are having in this country. Non-transparency. When a given opportunity is assigned to certain individuals, they want to manipulate the entire process to their benefit alone. What does it take to come to the masses and request for account details of NGOs, verified data, validated NGO data, and submit for disbursement to take place? Yesterday, everyone were seeking for government approval for disbursement to take place. Now, approval has been granted by the government, but the stakeholders are currently the ones delaying their divine blessings. But the good news is that this process is at its final stage. The data from the stakeholders has been collated by some certain authorities and validated, currently at the final validation stage. And this is quite a very crucial and sensitive of steps towards disbursement. The last time we gave a date of 9 to 11th, everyone anticipated the stakeholders submitting transparent and validated data for disbursement to commence. But when these data were presented to the authorities and in attempts to screen it, duplications were everywhere and it was completely overhauled, explaining the reason why there was no disbursement as anticipated. However, the validation is strategically near its final stage. All grant subscribers should be patient while this process is completed. As usual, the foot soldiers of grant handlers are saying our grant handler, our country director will disburse. The foot soldiers of UAAG are saying UAAG will disburse. That of AGPGN will disburse. Those of Theobarth will disburse. Senorita will disburse. Epic will disburse. Supreme will disburse. But they don't know there are changes, critical changes in the system lately. And that explains the same reason why we did not just allow our subscribers to fold hands and wait patiently for chance to decide their fate, because we know what is happening. The stark truth is that some of these grant handlers are not approved to disburse to their NGOs under them. and we will unveil their names in our subsequent episode of updates on this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe immediately and activate the notification bell. Hence, when we publish this update, you will be immediately notified. Another fact is that even if some grant handlers will disburse, they will not disburse to more than 100 or 500 NGOs under them. Think about it. What if your own grant handler is not approved to disburse? Or what if they are not given enough slots to cover all NGOs who registered under them? And this again another reason for the delay of disbursement, because some of these stakeholders, when they were invited to that crucial meeting and they were unveiled to how many slots they will be able to disburse, they disagreed. This disagreement has caused the suspension of the processes that culminated towards disbursement. Another good news on this aspect is that another meeting was reconvened at the instant of this disagreement among stakeholders, and there was reconciliation of slots allocated to different grant handlers, giving way to yet another step, the final stage of disbursement we are. Well, most importantly at the moment, you as a subscriber, you should be asking yourself, will I receive disbursement from my own grant handler? Take for example, I applied for 50 slots of employment for my people and only 10 was approved. A typical Nigerian will first consider his own family member circle before the circle of friends and before going outside to those who establish some certain commitment or support while seeking to gain this process. The same thing will be applying in the grant community in the days to come. And this is the reason why Omjolivia TV connected you to those WhatsApp groups to align with new stakeholders to be guaranteed of disbursement. A man who waits at the outside for the rain to fall may end up drenched, but a wise man dig his well before the rain comes. A foolish man leave his faith in the hands of others, but a wise man secure his seat at the table. If you haven't aligned yet with the new stakeholders and wish to do so, we have dropped a WhatsApp group link on this YouTube description. Click on it. The admins there will guide you on how to align with new stakeholders and register to be guaranteed of disbursement. When you get to those groups, because I'm not there, don't ask, what are the names of the new stakeholders that are going to disburse? My ancestors used to say, if you go to the market to buy a chicken, don't waste your time in asking who the owner is. Look at the chicken before you and buy it. We will not introduce what is not verified to be true or legitimate to our subscribers. As I've always stated, our activities are erected on the foundation of truth, integrity, and honesty. So we have verified those stakeholders' connections before we introduce them to you. The final concern of this session, when is disbursement going to take place finally? And here I'm emphasizing on patience and timing. No one can tell you precisely the date disbursement is going to take place, because this data validation by the stakeholders is quite a very sensitive activity, which if there is maximum compliance by all parties, the activity should be rounded up this week we are. But the reality is that the process of disbursement has already commenced and is unfolding in a very significant progressive order. Disbursement is closer than anyone can ever think possible. It's already here. And the truth is, there's no possibility of disbursement taking place this week, because going by the extent of attainment as of yesterday, the few remaining days in the week before Friday is not enough for this process to be completed, but it's going to be completed by the weekend. That is guaranteed. And within this weekend, some certain audience of these stakeholders will gain access to the fund to disburse. Don't forget, the stakeholders are already with the fund, those ones that will disburse to other stakeholders. So what is remaining at the moment is those approved stakeholders that will disburse to NGO CEOs submitting verified data, validated data, before the authorities can gain them access to disburse the fund to the masses. They are aware of the corruption in the system. They are aware that some stakeholders can decide to register more than 100 cooperatives and disburse to themselves in proxy. That is why you see them carefully screening some certain sensitive data, connecting the CEOs to the NGO they are representing. So it's a tedious and very sensitive activity that is quite taking time and creating delay. But this activity is one to the benefit of the subscribers, because with this, the fund will circulate across all parties, all NGOs who have committed themselves, who has legitimately